Dear brother and sister, the saints in Christ, welcome to a new episode. It's a very short series, only 2 episodes, but plenty of Bible study. This is the major target or theme of what we're doing. Because of the war, actually had taken like a very religious and even prophetic image. Both sides. This someone say, I got prophecy here, as you've seen before, and I got a prophecy here that I am the winner. Both of them, they say the same thing. Two different books, 2 different gods, by the way. So let's watch and see which book is the right one, and accordingly, which God is the proper, is the real one or the true one. All right. And someone, got a vision here or a dream there. Inshallah, we win. Okay. So today's episode actually is an answering to Bishop Sidarous, a question was addressed to him, telling him who actually has the right of the land, the Palestinians or the Jews, from the Bible. And we will see. Those guys are totally off track. All right. Before I start, just a quick reminder. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Give a like to the video and share it on your social media to be a partner in the missionary. I'm not talking politically at all. I'm taking this chance to study especially some prophecies which normally are very hard. And meanwhile, everyone, including people actually should be religious people, should be very much aware of the Bible, and in fact they say absolute junk, and actually they're leading people astray, as we'll see. All right. Just a quick reminder again. In the book of Genesis, the old serpent, which is Satan, twisted not the context, but twisted the text itself. All right. But Satan, with the temptation with Jesus, he twisted the context. So sometimes people forge the Bible or play with the text itself, sometimes with the context. Today we'll see the context. So actually those people are actually serving, I would say they are the servants of the serpent. I mentioned this before. They are servants of the serpent when they intentionally do this, as we'll see. All right. First of all, I'll put an introduction. By the way, I will put the link of this clip of Bishop Cedaros in the description. It's a 6 minutes one, so you can watch it there, but we'll answer him in this one and the next episode too. What is the position or how precious is Jerusalem to the Lord, right? All this just to remind, although I mentioned this in different episodes. Okay, so let's now read this together. This is number 1. In the book of Zechariah chapter 12, we read this before. And it shall happen in that day that I will make Jerusalem a very heavy stone for all people. All who would heave it away, would like to remove Jerusalem off the map, will surely be cut in pieces. So this will never happen. Jerusalem is the city of the great King Yahweh. If someone is thinking to remove it, and this is the way they speak about it now, all right, as if they utter the prophecy, which actually says they surely will be cut in pieces, will be smashed, those people. And this is their target, by the way. And so actually they are in enmity with Yahweh. Good luck for them if you can do it. All right. Number 2. That was Zechariah 12. And now we'll take something from Matthew 5. Again, you have heard that it is said to those of old, you shall not swear falsely, but shall perform your oaths to the Lord. But I say to you, do not swear at all, neither by heaven, for it is God's throne. So don't swear by heaven, because it is what? God's throne. Nor by earth, for it is his footstool. So not up, it's his throne, not down, it is footstool. Listen to the next one. Nor by Jerusalem. Jerusalem already included in earth. That's right. But why he repeats it again? Just to give you like to emphasize more, and especially nor by Jerusalem. Why Jerusalem? Because it mentioned heaven, it is the throne of Yahweh, and earth, it is his footstool. What about Jerusalem? Because for it is the city of the great king. Who is the great king? Yahweh. So he's giving you now. Can you see the value of Jerusalem? It is the city of the great king. Don't utter its name as an oath, because you'll not be able to fulfill it. And this means like you hurt yourself if you do this. So Jerusalem is very precious. All right? Jerusalem, if anyone thinks to remove it, he will be cut into pieces. Number three. Today I'm wearing blue and white, you understand? Because Jerusalem name will be given to us as true believers, saved ones. We'll have not only the name of God, but also the name of Jerusalem. Can you believe this? This is to show you the value of Jerusalem. All right? So let's read this from Revelation chapter 3. He who overcomes, I will make him a pillar in the temple of my God. This is good enough. No, not good enough. And he shall go out no more, and I will write on him the name of my God. That's great to have the name of God, but this is not enough. And the name of the city of my God. What is the name of this city? The New Jerusalem. So we'll have title New Jerusalem. Like I would think like sort of honoring something or like citizenship. So you will be a pillar in the temple of God. You'll have the name of God, but also will have the name of the city of my God, the New Jerusalem, which comes down from heaven from my God. Oh my goodness. All these value to Jerusalem. And after that, they say, let's wipe it off the map. Good luck. Okay. Secondly, now I answer his the Bishop Sidarous. First one, he said, God said not to kill anyone. Really? No, he said to kill, by the way. Now, he actually, he said not don't kill like on your own, like to revenge or to kill someone. But actually, he, as we'll see, he took the Israelites out of Egypt to perform judgment of God against some very sinful nations. So he took them, as we read now. So let's now read it together. Number one in this, in the book of Exodus chapter 12, you all remember, chapter 12 is about the Passover. And he said after the Passover, he ate and the firstborn will be killed. And the Lord said on that night, this is the last, then you go home. Like you will be starting your journey towards the promised land. So actually there is something that maybe not everyone notices. What is it? Thus all the children of Israel did as the Lord commanded Moses and Aaron. This is about the Passover itself. So they did. And it came to pass on that very same day that the Lord brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. Listen to the next one. According to their armies. Their armies, what do you mean their armies? They were slaves actually in Egypt. They were not the army of Egypt. They were just slaves. But to him, they were actually the armies that he is going to use like to process or his judgment upon those evil nations that he will send them. They will like kill them and they will take their land. This is the Lord. Listen, he is Yahweh. He is God. If you are not happy, find another God. If you think you can find another one that suits your own political attitude, all right? But sin, the Lord no tolerance with it. And even in the last days, like during judgment, he will put people into the lake of fire. Not only Satan, but even people. Okay? So, but again, so this is that was number one. Number two, the Lord is telling the Israelites the following. It is not, this is Deuteronomy chapter 9. It is not because of your righteousness or your uprightness of you, or the uprightness of your heart, that you go in to possess their land, those people, but because of the wickedness of those nations. So the Lord have taken the Israelites, considered out of Egypt, considered them as his armies to perform judgment against the wickedness of those nations that the Lord your God drives them out from before you. How drives them? Just like that? No. Drives them like you will go on war and he will make you to conquer them and kill them. And you take their land. It's up to him to give the land to whoever. So he saw, this is Yahweh, he needs to cleanse or to clean this land and put someone that knows him better before you, and that he may fulfill. So that was number one, like to perform judgment against those wickedness, the wickedness of those nations, Lord the God, and that he may also like fulfill the word which the Lord swore to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He swore to them was what? The land. So the Lord Yahweh gave the land by oath. So do you think he will break it? This will be our next episode, by the way, but take it easy now. So that was number 3. Or that was number 2, I think, which really doesn't matter. Number 2, yes. Number 3. Now that was sort of introduction to the coming point. So we covered now this one when he said not to kill, now to kill and to take the land. This bishop said to those people, since the very beginning, when like Joshua's time, he said that Palestinians and Jews lived together on the land, which was true. But actually that was not the ideal situation. That was not the desire of Yahweh. But he did not say that, of course, to deceive you guys, to deceive his people. This is what I'm saying. Those people, they deceive those people. All right, so repeat this again. He told them, go to the book of Judges, chapter 3. You will find that Jews and Palestinians lived together during the time of Joshua. This means what? About 3,400 years ago. And he says, he kept talking about they live together in peace. They will never live together in peace, even every time. Anyway, so, but just I'm exposing what Bishop Cedaros said, and he's actually using the Bible, but deceitfully, by twisting the context. And people just would say, Sayyidina, oh, good luck with your Sayyidina. All right, so let's read Judges chapter 3. Yes, they lived there, but because of what? I will see now. The Lord said they will take the land, only the Israelites. If you leave someone there, it's your fault. And actually they will be against Israelites later. So let's read Judges chapter 3. Now these are the nations which the Lord left. What actually happened when Israelites got into the land? Sometimes they did not actually fully kick out all these nations, because they said, let's take the rest of the war from one side, but the other side they said they are minority. They used to like deal with them as slaves, so it's very cheap labor. So they said, it's a good idea. But that was their own thinking. But actually, eventually, those Palestinians will kill the Israelites for 30. We'll read it anyway. Now these are the nations which the Lord left, that he might test Israel by them, that is, all who had not known any of the wars of Canaan. This was only so that the generations of the children of Israel might be taught to know war, at least those who had not formerly known it. namely 5 lords of Palestine, because they used to have 5 cities. One of them was Gaza, by the way. All the Canaanites and Sidonians and the Hivites who dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from the Mount Baal Hermon to the entrance of Hamas. Sorry, it is not Hamas, it's Hamat, Hamath. And they were left that he might test Israel by them. So he left them to test them, because he told them, when you take those nations out, make sure don't give your, come to wedding with, don't give your daughter to his son, or give your son to his daughter, and don't follow their gods, those nations. All right. So he told them that, but in fact they got into relationship with them in marriage, and even they worship their gods. So this is what is meant by that. To know whether they would obey the commandment of the Lord, which when he told them, don't have any relationship with those nations, otherwise they will persuade you to or entice you to worship their gods and to have wedding relationship with them, which they've done, but they paid the price of that, the Israelites, which he had commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses. This is chapter 3. Now, if we go to chapter 13, we'll see a disaster then. Again, the children of Israel did evil in the sight of the Lord. How? Worshipping idols and having this communication of marriage between Israelites and other nations like Palestinians. We're talking about Palestine today. And the Lord delivered them into the hands of Palestinians for 40 years. So although the Palestinians were minority, now actually they had the overrule Israelites for 40 years. Of course, dealing with them as what? Israelites like the slaves to them, although they shouldn't be like that. But because of their sin, the Lord left the Palestinians to enslave them for 40 years. But the Lord will not let go forever. For behold, so the Lord appeared to a lady, and he told her, for behold, you shall conceive and bear a son. Who is the son? Samson. And no razor shall come upon his head, for the child shall be a Nazarite, dedicated to the Lord, to God from the womb. And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of Palestinians. You understand, Mr. Bishop? So when Israel and Palestine used to live together, that was not the ideal. That was not the plan of the Lord. So when they lived together, was not actually the plan of the Lord. That's why. But he left them this is what happened. So don't tell me they used to live together and they in peace. No, they will not live in peace at all. All right. So come to a second point. So when he says, and he kept talking about this, and we have to have love and whatever, and whoever struck you on one cheek, give the other, all the stuff. And he said, been living together for ages. Really? Yes, living together for ages, but that was not the desire of Yahweh. So he is talking about what? Whatever they call solution of 2 states. But actually, do Yahweh happy with the 2-state solution? Can you believe it? No. He doesn't. What about this? In Joel chapter 3, verse 2. For behold, in those days, at that time, when I bring back the captives of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will enter into judgment with them there on the account of my people, my heritage Israel. So his people, his heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations. Listen to the next one. This is the most important one. They have also divided up my land. So the Lord is going to perform a judgment for those who thinks to divide the land. So whatever the bishop says is not the will of God. He is actually against that. So those who are actually thinking and working for having the two-state solutions, the Lord is going to have revenge over them, because he said, this is fully is my land and I give it to Israel, and Jerusalem is my city. My name was there, will continue there, his throne will be there. So whatever the bishop says is absolutely not the Bible at all. He doesn't know the Bible, but at the same time, I don't think that he knows all these prophecies. At the same time, he just would like to play like a peaceful thing, but not according to the Bible. It looks harsh. He is God. He knows what's right, what's wrong. Some people, very wicked, he decided to remove them, and he used some of his own soldiers, the Israelites, to do this judgment. So it is all in his hand. If you are not happy, find another peaceful God according to your your own theology or your own political agenda. All right. Next point. Many people, not only him, kept saying Palestinians were even in the land even before David. So the land is the Palestinians, not only even for the Israelites. Oh, really? Okay. Assuming this is true, but we got two problems. So you think now the land should be for Palestinians only. What about Israel? Just put them throw them in the Mediterranean Sea. Because what? Because the Palestinians were there even during the time of David. You're talking about 3,000 years ago. Okay, that's fine. What about Egypt, Mr. Bishop? 3,000 years ago, who was actually in the land? Or you cannot say that, right? Here we go. You understand what I'm saying? If you say the land for Israel, not for the Israelites, but for Palestinians, because they used to live 3,000 years ago. Okay, what about the land of Egypt? Who was actually living there 3,000 years ago? Who was like the owner of this land? So can you apply the same rule on Egypt? Of course not, because you are a dhimmi, all right? And you are not saying the truth at all. Okay, I will read now a verse. I hope that you will understand the message behind it. And last point will be, Yahweh gave the land to the Israelites by oath. Will he break his oath? Will he break his oath? This will be our next episode. However, I would like now to read a verse from the book of Isaiah chapter 3, and I hope that you will get it. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. What does it mean, women rule over them? Like those who actually ruling them are not really men. They are like women, like they are not strong enough. You understand? Moreover, those who lead you cause you to err. Who are those leaders? You understand? Those guys, the religious leaders, they are leading these people to err, and they destroy the way of your path. So those are the people actually leading you to a terrible path. I'll read this again. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. So those guys, not really men, that they cannot say the truth. At least zip up, as Brother Rashid said. O my people, those who lead you cause you to err and destroy the way of your path. So don't listen to them, dear brother and sister. Those guys are actually leading you astray because they are not saying the truth. Meanwhile, they try to tell you what the Bible says. No, not what the Bible says. It is cheating those people, and unfortunately, because they are ignorant of the Bible, they will believe you. All right. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, for the salvation of the Israelites, salvation of the Palestinians to know Jesus at this difficult time, to find out, to see which prophecy is going to be fulfilled, and then to submit their life to Jesus. Unless the Lord comes, we'll meet again in another episode. Till then, سلام المسيح يكون معكم.